So I think I was giving the Lakers a little bit too much credit coming into the season. Everybody was writing them off. They expected them to be a very bad team, just as bad as last year, probably missed the playoffs. And I wasn't as confident that they were going to be that bad. I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt that last year it was a learning curve. LeBron, AD, and Westbrook are three very ball dominant guys. They're guys that, they need to have the ball in their hand to develop and, play offense effectively. So I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. They got their coach. They got a guy that I'm very confident in coming from the Bucks in Darvin Ham. Seems like he's a great guy. Seems like he has all the potential to be a great coach. So they got the pieces. They brought in guys like Dennis Schroeder, Lonnie Walker, who I've been impressed with this season so far. Patrick Beverly has come in. Dennis Schroeder has yet to play a minute, though, due to injury, it looks like. But still good additions this offseason. They got better. Kendrick Nunn didn't play last year. He came in now, and he's back on the team. Juan Toscano Anderson coming from a championship to the Lakers. Can he bring some of that culture over? So a lot of questions, as always, swirling around the Lakers. And before I start into this, I do apologize. My voice is going to sound pretty bad in this video. I know last week, all my videos pretty much, it sounded terrible. I was really congested with my nose, and then I got better, had a busy weekend, wasn't able to record, unfortunately, all that much. And then I woke up today, and my throat and my chest are killing me, so I apologize for that ahead of time. But hopefully in a few days, I'll be back to 100%. So you guys don't have to listen to my already monotone and nasally voice, even worse than it usually is. Especially when I'm out here talking about the Lakers, because I know you guys have heard this story a million times before, but I just have to talk about this roster because they are worse than I think a lot of people thought they were going to be just through 3 games in the season. Now, I don't want to act like they've come out here and they've played a cakewalk of a schedule. They've had a difficult start to the season. If you look at their first few games, you're talking about the defending champions in the Warriors in Game 1. They lose 123-109, so it wasn't a terrible showing for them. They shot terrible from 3. Okay, you can build off of that. You can learn from that. Then you go to the Clippers. I know it's basically a home game because it's at the Clippers still, but very good Clippers team. They're healthy. They're trying to contend. They've got Kawhi back. They've got Paul George healthy. They brought in John Wall. They've got a good, very good team, may I say, and are probably one of the favorites in the Western Conference right now. And that's why, excuse me there, that's why, I wasn't too worried about in the first 2 games. 0-2, okay, you've played 2 contenders. They're going to be tough teams to play. Then you come out here and you lose to the Blazers. Now, I don't put the Blazers in that same category as the Warriors and Clippers, but I'm not putting them in the lower category. The Blazers got better in the offseason. They made moves to compete. Damian Lillard played 29 games last season off of injuries, comes back this year, looks like he's back to his normal self. He's having a great start to the year. He played amazing against the Lakers, and I'm not really going to be so upset that we lost to the Trailblazers like you did. It was a 2-point game. Final score is 106-104. But if you're talking about, you can't beat these really good teams, but you've got a chance against the middle-of-the-road teams, where are those wins going to come from? The next few games, you've got Nuggets, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Pelicans, Jazz. Maybe the Jazz fall off, but right now they're 3-0 to start the year. Cavs, just a lot of talent in the NBA, and a lot of teams, sure, you look at like the Hornets, who still have a 2-1 start but are likely going to fall off a little bit. You look at the Hornets, you look at the Jazz, you look at the Spurs, teams like that who should be bad. Maybe they're performing well to start the year, but we're only a few games in, so the sample size is relatively small. But you look at those teams and you expect to beat them. But outside of those teams, there is so much talent in the NBA. If you can't at least upset a few of these top-tier teams, you're going to have a tough time making the playoffs. And the Lakers are probably going to have to hinge on the fact that they can make it anywhere from the 6 to 10 seed and have a chance at the playoffs. They're going to have a chance, fight for the play-in spot, stay healthy, and try to win then, because that's when they'll need their best play. That's when they can allow LeBron to go out there and play as much as possible, allow AD to play as much as possible, and that's really probably the best case scenario for them. At the beginning of the season, I never predicted them to be a 1 through 3 seed. I didn't predict them to be some championship contender. Obviously, with LeBron, with AD, there's always a chance, but I always kind of expected them to be maybe at best a 4 seed, at best a 5th seed. Now, after these first few games, I am kind of more confident in saying 6 through 10 is probably the best case scenario for this roster. And it's not to say that they're necessarily bad. They are averaging about 15 turnovers a game, which isn't the best. But they have played well at points in their games. And I think the main thing that they have to say is they can't shoot the ball. They just cannot shoot the ball well. If we pull it up, right now, they are technically dead last in field or 3-point percentage in the NBA, which is crazy to say because that takes a lot of effort to be dead last in the NBA. They're shooting currently about 40 attempts per game, making only 8 of them. They're shooting about 21% from 3. Terrible percentages. Only 40% from the field, 40.7. So maybe we'll round up just to be nice. 41% from the field. And they're just not playing into their strengths. You've got guys that their best part of the game, their best strengths are getting into the paint. Their best strengths are getting one-on-one matchups, getting into the paint, going at the other team inside. And, sure, they're kicking it out to open guys, but right now, they're not hitting their shots. Guys like Austin Reeves shooting 28% from 3. Juan Toscano Anderson, 12% from 3. Kendrick Nunn, 23%. LeBron, 26%. Lonnie Walker, who I've been very impressed with so far, but only 18% from 3. Matt Ryan, the old Falcons quarterback, is shooting 40%. That's the best on the roster. Patrick Beverley, 21%. And Max Christie's shooting 100%. He's 1 for 1. And Russell Westbrook shooting 8% from 3. 4 attempts a game, and he's shooting 8% from 3. He makes about 0.3 3-pointers a game. That is very, very bad if you don't understand that. That is probably one of the worst shooting splits through the first 3 games or the first few games of a season that we've ever seen. I don't know the statistics on that, but I would take that guess and I would put money on that. And I think the Lakers are really going to struggle over the next few weeks to get that out of their system. They need to bring the 3-point shooting down. Yes, I know you can't take it out all the way. You have to be able to hit the 3 at some points, but I think some of those more open shots are going to start falling eventually for some of their better guys like Kendrick Nunn or Lonnie Walker. Matt Ryan's a consistently decent 3-point shooter when he's on the floor. So I think those shots will start falling. But I think 43s a game is way too much to take if you're a Lakers fan or a Lakers player. You've got to bring that down. You've got to focus on your strengths. Get into fast breaks. You've got to be able to run. You've got to get guys like Westbrook going to the paint, LeBron going to the paint. Anthony Davis needs to get in the post. He needs to work down those guys. And he just needs to take advantage of his talent and his size. And that's really the main way this team will be successful. That's the main way they'll turn the season around, is not really focusing on the 3-point shot as much. Bring that down. Focus on the paint. Focus on the mid-range. Get those guys to the spots where they can do well and they can score. And I hate to say it as a Westbrook fan, but maybe you've got to make a trade. We've seen rumors, guys like Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, Mason Plumlee, Terry Rozier, who would be a very, very electric 3-point shooter from the Hornets. All of those guys are very, very good pieces to get. And I don't see the Lakers continuing without making a move, whether it's to trade Westbrook or somebody else. His value's down already, coming off of 2 very bad games. This team is in a bad spot so far to start the season, but I'd love to hear from your guys, your position on the Lakers so far. And once again, I apologize for my voice. I know it's kind of crappy right now, but hopefully I'll be better across the next few days. I do want to continue to thank you guys for hitting the like button, subscribing, watching my content, turn on post notifications so you never miss a video if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.